In this video, I'm going to break down 3 different types of funnels that you can use to get clients on Instagram. So whether you are a coach, a course creator, an expert, a service provider, these funnels are all proven to work. And I'm going to break down 3 different types and also talk through my favorite, and then also kind of give you a breakdown based off of where you're at revenue wise, skill wise, what you should be focused on inside of your business. So let's get into it. And if you're new here, my name is Letice Hudson. I'm an online business coach and I value freedom. I really value the idea that you don't have to choose between having a business that you love and having a life that you love. So I do that by helping folks just like you leverage automated leads, funnels, and everything in between, ensure that you have a life that's based on values and freedom and fun, and also making a lot of money while doing it. So that's a little bit about me. Let's jump into this video. I'm going to break down the 3 different funnels, and there's way more funnels, but I'm going to break down these 3. I've used all of these 3. I use a combination of all of these 3, and I'm going to talk about what's going to be the best for you based on your stage. So let's jump into it. So first things first, let me share my screen. I've already written these funnels out, so let's get into it. So here's the 3 funnels that you are going to have on Instagram. Actually, really quick before we jump into it, I do want to share this one thing about funnels. All a funnel is a customer journey. If you've never heard the term funnel before, or sales funnel, all it is a customer journey, taking a client from A to Z. That's it. A lot of people like to talk trash about funnels, but honestly, funnels are really like a machine. I always give this example. Think of an assembly line. If you have a product and you want a very specific result, I think about my iPhone here, right? Every single year, Apple produces iPhones and they want to produce the same quality iPhone at the end of it. So in the same breath, in the same context, just like they want to produce a quality iPhone that we want as consumers, you want a quality sales process and marketing process so that you get the same types of clients and students on the other end, and you have a consistent way to produce that. So I always use that analogy. If you hear it anywhere else, that came from me, but that analogy helps a lot of my clients and audience understand the importance of sales funnels and why I truly believe every single person that's online needs a funnel in their business. It can be as simple as you want it. It can be as advanced as you want it. And yeah, and everything in between. In this video though, I'm going to break down 3 more simpler versions. And if you guys know anything about me, I like to take complex things and make them really simple. That's same in my game. And I just want everybody to have as much access to this knowledge as possible. So let's get into it. Let me reshare my screen and then we'll break it down. So Instagram, in my opinion, right, I truly believe that everybody should be on primarily one platform with one main offer on the front end and then some few different offers in the back end, and then having one consistent sales process to bring them through that process to be able to buy from you. So let's kind of break down what you've probably mostly heard of when you're selling high ticket on Instagram. Typically it's you can, as from a traffic source, right? You're going to need 3 components in all the funnels. You're going to need a way to get traffic, a way to nurture them, to build that know, like, trust, and then finally a way to convert them into sales. So with the traditional organic social media funnel, right? This is really good if you're a brand new coach or brand new service provider and you're wanting to get to between 5 and 10K a month. I think it's good that everybody understands the art and science behind creating content, and not just creating content, but also getting really good at it, and also being able to nurture people from strangers into enrolling with you. So the best way to do that, if you have more time than you have money, then this is kind of your only option. You are going to have to get your content seen. So one of the old ways to do that has been to go to your competitors, right? And I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear anything from anybody about this. People will sit there and say, that's not ethical. What's not ethical about going to your competitors, looking at their comments, knowing that damn well, even if they wanted to, like, you go to somebody, say they have 20,000 or 30,000 followers and they have hundreds of comments. Even if they wanted to, they more than likely don't have an offer to serve 2, 3, 20,000 people at one time. So we have to change our mindset about this, you guys. It's not unethical. Now, if you're going in saying, I found you from so-and-so and da 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 da, and like being really shady and slimy about it, that would be gross. But engaging with your competitors' audience, if they've already took time to build, there's nothing unethical about that, in my opinion. It's how you go about it, how you navigate those conversations is where the lines of being ethical and unethical happens. But you are going to leverage, right? If somebody's already built the audience, then and you know they can't possibly serve everybody, then it would be of your due diligence to ensure that you can get in front of them. You're not going to necessarily cold DM them or spam them or anything like that. You're just going to show your presence. So how you can do that is leverage your audience, your competitors, their audience. You can leverage their people that are liking and engaging their comments, and you can go follow them. Okay, that's the first step. So you've got to start to get people to see you and get noticed. So the easiest way to do that, if you don't have money, is to go follow people that are already interested in solving the problem that you help solve. So that's one way. Another way to get traffic is through Reels. Now, Instagram has come out and said straight point blank that Reels is going to be the best way to grow and get reach. If you guys go through, there's a whole Reels explore page where you could just sift through Reels. So that's really only other way outside of getting carousel posts shared. But if you don't really have a big audience to begin with, it's going to be kind of hard to go like semi-viral or viral with their carousels. So your best way to get reach is going to be Reels. So now we've nailed that down. We've got new eyes on our content, right? So we've got new eyes. That's important. Now we have to actually show them that we are competent. We have to show them that we know what the hell that we're talking about. So that's where you've heard just post and the clients will come. Now, I'll be honest, posting content, and this is not the context of this video, but posting content by itself in itself is not going to get people to convert. It's the type of content and the way that you post content and how you're strategically posting the content what is important, right? When you're posting content, you really want to leverage reels and carousels that are going to keep people to dwell on your content, but also it needs to be content that solves a problem. It needs to be content that speaks to a pain point or a pleasure point that actually wants to get people to take action. So for example, using a piece of content like, say you're a fitness coach, 3 tips to make a better smoothie at home. That's not helpful. That's not going to get somebody to feel like, oh my God, I'm ready to change my life. Instead, a piece of content that you could post is like, 5 reasons why you're struggling to lose weight and how to fix it. Now that is going to spark some interest because you're speaking directly to your ideal client. You're telling them that you know they have a problem, and then you're also offering to solve it. So this again is not a content video, but from my perspective, how you post content, what you post in the what's included in the content is really, really important because you have to shift the belief. That's what you're doing with posting content. You're creating connection, you're building rapport, and you're shifting beliefs. So it's a skill that is going to take time to build up. So this is why a lot of people and a lot of coaches, when they first start, get really frustrated because you're posting content, nobody's coming. Typically, you don't have enough eyes on your content. And then 2, the type of content that you're posting is not actually showing that you can solve their problem. It may be helpful, but there's a difference between being helpful and then actually solving the problem, right? You can say, oh my gosh, if somebody falls, I feel sorry for you. But if you actually go help them, get them up and get them to safety, that's a very different experience, right? So it's the same concept with your content, okay? But for the sake of this video, posting content is typically what you're going to do because you're getting in front of people. Last part, when you're selling a high ticket package, traditionally you're going to get on a 30-minute to a 60-minute sales call, and then you want to enroll the client. That's the most basic funnel in the organic marketing world that you could have. So I would say if you're just starting out, you're brand new, or you don't have any like extra money to spend, then this funnel is what's going to be best for you. You're going to have to go study the greats, go study, go look at my content, go look at people that you inspire, go read books on copywriting. And that's what's going to be really helpful. And then also pay attention to what stops you when you're looking at content or when you're scrolling. Okay. So that's funnel number 1 on Instagram. And again, you're going to want to focus on one platform, selling one offer through one sales mechanism. And that organic funnel does work. It's just a lot more tedious and a lot more time. Okay. That's funnel number 1. Funnel number 2 is actually probably going to be where most people land, and where I think that depending on your lifestyle goals and where you're at in your life is going to be really important. So if you have money and you have time, you have both kind of equally, the 50-50 funnel is what's going to be most helpful. So you're kind of taking, I'm going to flip this upside down really quick. Your core piece of content, instead of instead of leveraging content to educate and nurture, you're using your content to drive traffic, which is kind of what I talked about. So this is where I'm saying 50-50. So you can do reels, you can do carousels, and you can also start to mix in ads. This is where I think most people will be, especially if you've been doing content for a while, will be really helpful, is that if you're running even $10 or $15 a day in ads, because a lot of times your content is, most people think about content in the sense of it nurturing, and that's how it's been, but most content is put there to just be displayed. It's not actually put there to drive new people. Reels does do that. really well, not as well as it did when it first came out. The reach is throttling on that. So if you're looking for new eyes, which in order to grow your business, you need new eyes, a combination of ads plus reels will be really great, and also carousels. From there, right, instead of relying on your content to do a lot of nurturing or educating, you're going to send them, you could still post content, but what I would do instead is create a lead magnet that's not just like a basic checklist or anything like that. But I, and personally inside of our in our business, inside of Leads on Autopilot, what we teach our clients and what we give templates for and what we deep dive is basically think about your Instagram and take your best, even if you don't have 100 yet, but think about the best 100 best pieces of content that you've ever seen. You're going to put that 100 best inside of one piece of content. Instead of 100, it's going to be one, right? We're going to simplify the marketing sales process. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take that content and we're going to structure it in a way, in a video format or a PDF, and we're going to structure that content in a way that does a few things. It's going to create connection. It's going to build rapport. It's going to shift beliefs. It's going to handle objections. And then lastly, it's going to invite them to work with you. So this content is automated. And every time somebody finds you, whether it's through a reel or through an ad or through a carousel, that piece of content is being put in front of them so that they can be presented with an opportunity to work with you, period, right? And now that client, that audience member, that lead on the other end is going to feel like connected to you. They're going to know your story. And then they're also going to get a good understanding of how you can actually help them solve their problem. Because when we think about our best level clients, our dream clients, I've heard champagne clients, we think about the highest level clients. They don't need 100 pieces of content to make a decision. They need one, right? They don't need 100 pieces. They just need to know that you can help them solve their problem, right? Think about if you had a toothache. If you had a toothache, you're not calling 50,000 different dentists. You're looking for the one that has a great reputation, great branding, and the ability to solve their problem. That's it, okay? And able to help you right now. So that's meeting the client where they're at. Lastly, right, so now that we've solved that, we've solved the problem, we've proved competence, we've shown them a process in that content instead of just tips and tricks. We're showing a process. Now they're going to be invited to get on a sales call, or you can start the DM process to start closing them. Okay. So that's kind of like a 50-50 between a little bit of organic, a little bit of automated. And then you can kind of swing that. It's really not 50-50. You can kind of swing it where you still do a lot of organic, but then you also have a lot of ads, or you still do a lot of content, but you also have your automated lead magnet. I don't care where you're at in this process. Everybody should have an automated lead magnet, because for what if you don't have that? You are truly not actually meeting your clients where they're at, and you're relying on your content to show up in their feed when we know damn well the algorithms be algorithming. So we don't want to rely on that. Lastly is the automated lead funnel, which is what I'm most passionate about, because this is exactly how we grow a business. Were months where we didn't post any content, right? I have a chronic illness. I struggle with that every single month. I travel a good amount. I want to live my life, and I don't want to always have to rely on content. I'm in the season right now where we are posting a little bit more content, but we don't post 3, 4, 5 times a day. We don't even post every single day, right? We so pretty much solely rely on ads. And now we're doing a little bit of YouTube, but for the most part, we solely rely on our ads. I would say 90% at this point, to bring us all fresh eyes every single day. Because once people find us, they fall in love with our process, they fall in love with how we do things, and they're ready to be like, send me the payment link. So if all I got to do is spend a little bit of money, right? 10, 15, 30, 50, we spend more than that now, but I'm thinking about you. If you're just starting out, I'm like, if you got DoorDash money every day, you got money for ads. If we can spend that to get 2, 3, 4, 5 new people into our world every single day, we're winning, right? And then we're winning and they're winning. Second part of this is we already talked about this, is that automatic lead magnet. You're going to use a combination of like mini chat, which is chatbot automation, emails, all of that to deliver that lead magnet. And then from there, once they're a good fit, because they've already been nurtured through your automated lead magnet, they've seen your ecosystem, because I still recommend, regardless if you're heavily relying on the automated lead funnel, still have some content from the past, or still be regularly posting content, maybe 1 or 2 times a week, right? Still have that content that packs a punch, but it doesn't require you to sell, right? It's that content that is like, you get to do it and you don't have to do it. That's the type of energy you want to bring into your content. Okay. So from there, once they've kind of basically binged you, they've binged your automated lead magnet, they've seen a couple pieces of content, not that they need that, but it's there as a cherry on top. Then from there, you can automate the DMs and say, hey, like when you're ready, like here's exactly how you can work with me. You send them they apply to work with you. If it's your higher ticket offer, if it's not, if it's your more community-based offer, or lower ticket offer, or lower ticket community, whatever, then from there, you just give them an overview of exactly how that works. And then they can ask for the checkout link. The checkout link can be available right on that page, that program overview page with the video. And then from there, they can enroll and get started. So those are the 3 funnels, you guys. So based off of that, I'm curious to know in the comments below, where are you at in your journey? I would love to kind of know exactly, are you below 10K a month? Are you above 10K a month? Personally, I think every business should have an automated funnel in their business. If they're selling high ticket, low ticket, and everything in between, you have to think about this though too. If you are running ads, you've got to make a profit, right? So if you're only selling things that are low ticket, you're going to need a lot of volume. If you're selling high ticket, you have more spread, you have more room for profit, and you don't need as many leads, because the leads cost the same whether they're low ticket or high ticket, right? So if you're selling a high ticket offer, which I'm a big fan of, and I've been doing that for almost 5 years, then you need less leads and you can make a lot more income and a lot more profit. And then from there, all the additional leads, right? You can reinvest your profits back into your business. You can start selling some of your lower ticket things and then have those different accessible price points. But first, you want to have that one core problem that you spoke about in that main funnel. All right. So when I think about funnels, they're not as complicated as people think. I think the more bro marketers have made them complicated, but at the end of the day, they're so simple, they're so straightforward, and they're really between 3 to 5 main parts. Okay. Traffic, got to have a traffic source, got to have a way to nurture them so that they can know, like, trust you. And then lastly, you've got to have a mechanism on converting them. So last little piece here, if you're selling an offer that's $2,000 or less, for most people, you can absolutely sell that through maybe a basic webinar and a checkout page. If you are selling an offer that's $2,000 or more, you're going to need a few more steps. I always recommend having an application process so that you are filtering out people that are not a good fit and filtering in those that are a good fit, and making sure that you're working with the best, most ideal clients in your the containers that have more access to you. Okay. So at the end of the day, every single business needs a funnel. Inside of Leads on Autopilot, which is our mentorship program, we work with you. My team and I work with you specifically to install the automated lead funnel portion of this into your business. We don't necessarily teach a bunch of organic content in there. We really focus on getting the system in place so that can run 24/7, whether you're at the beach with your kids, sleeping, resting, dealing with a chronic illness, whatever that is. You have an automated marketing and sales system in place. That machine is running for you 24/7, 365, even while you are out living your best life, doing whatever the heck you want to do. So if that interests you, definitely check out the link below to apply for Leads on Autopilot. I would absolutely love to have you. And if you're like, Letice, I've already got a funnel in place, I just need to learn how to do ads, then definitely check out my Ads That Convert workshop. That's also going to be below. And then I have some other free resources for you as well. So if you found this helpful, please take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram and let me know. And if you have any questions or any thoughts, definitely leave those down below and I'll do my best to get back to y'all. But there's so many different ways to get clients on Instagram. And I think the easiest and most simplest way is to have some sort of funnel in place, and specifically the automated lead funnel, because I don't know about y'all, but it has changed my life and I hope to help you in the future and allow it to change yours. Okay. So I absolutely adore you guys. Real quick, when I say it changed my life, it absolutely has. When I had my surgery in November 2022 for my endometriosis surgery, I was able to rest and relax and then bounce back, and we had a 6-figure month. And I just was the month after that full month off of surgery, I was just so grateful that I had installed this into my business. And I talked to coaches and service providers alike, and they're just relying on that content, relying on showing up, relying on their energy. And it's not if something happens, you guys, it's when. And that's not to be negative, or because I'm a very optimistic, positive person, but I don't ever want anybody to be in a place where if they're down for the count for a little bit or have to go help their family, they can't make sales. So that in my book is not how to run a business. And that's not a way that I want you guys to run your business. I want you to have a business that makes money every day, that brings in leads every day, and that gives you joy every single day. And the best way to do that is by having a automated marketing and sales system in place that's simple to execute right through Instagram. So it's changed my life. I want it to change yours. Let me know below what your takeaway was, what type of funnel you want to put in place. And then also feel free to look at the resources and feel called apply for Leads on Autopilot. So I adore you guys. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.